Good morning guys, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning back in. If you are new to the channel, my name is Paul. I'm part of the Kenna Family Adventures. I'm normally traveling with my wife and 3 children. We are a vlogging family that cover a lot of travel content, hotel reviews, airline reviews, routes, destinations, flying direct, indirect. We've done a series to Walt Disney World. We've been to Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Tenerife, California, and some upcoming trips coming along. So if you are new, thank you very much for joining in. I would appreciate it if you consider subscribing to the channel, and if you have already, thank you. So today is another travel day. I am giving Aer Lingus another try. For those who are regulars of the channel, you'll know I used Aer Lingus to fly to California last year in July for a work trip. I had a bit of a mixed experience, to be honest, the whole way from checking in online. There was issues, and then on that particular route there was no free alcohol on the flight. I'm not a big drinker at all, and especially when traveling for work, I wouldn't be drinking on the plane much anyway. But I think for the prices you pay for transatlantic flights, for there not to be any kind of bar service, I thought it was a bit stingy. The prices, it's not a budget airline, they certainly don't pitch themselves that way. The prices for direct flights from Dublin to the US are quite pricey actually. But yeah, so I want to give another try. I'm going to Washington today. I'm traveling for work. Check-in opens 24 hours in advance, and I had no issues on the app to do that. It opened just after, within the 24 hours, should I say, and there was no problem. I got a decent seat allocation. I'm now here at Dublin Airport. For those of you who do follow the channel, you'll know that when we do travel, we normally do travel from Dublin Airport. We live in Northern Ireland, but Dublin Airport's only a couple of hours away, and in reality it's the best option for us. There's not really anywhere that you can fly internationally from Belfast outside of Europe, so when you do go further afield you really have to come to Dublin. And to be honest, because there's more options, the prices are normally a little bit better as well, which works well for us as a family of 5. So yes, this is the main Aer Lingus hub. You'll see I'm in the check-in area right here. So it is now 9:10. My flight is at 12:15. So what I'm going to run through with today is the bag drop service, how long it takes, security here at Dublin Airport, pre-clearance for the US, which you can do here in Dublin, which is an absolute godsend. It means you don't have to queue up when you get off the flight. It's always a long flight, let's face it. You don't have to queue up for immigration when you arrive the other side. You're already cleared here in Dublin. It's a real plus, again, especially when you're traveling with young kids and they're tired after a long flight. It's a real godsend. So I'm going to check the times to get through there, and then I will do a review of the flight today from Dublin to Washington Dulles. I believe I'm on an Airbus A321 Neo, which is only 3 seats each side, which kind of freaks me out a little bit that they're only such small planes and they're flying across the Atlantic. I'm sure they're perfectly safe, but that's the airline, the type of aircraft I'll be on today. So I'm doing a review of the whole service, so from boarding, the seats, the leg room, the entertainment, the food, and an overall review to see how I've gone today. So Aer Lingus actually give you the option of using these self bag tag machines, which are very common nowadays, or they had people on the desks as normal if you wanted to do that. I don't mind using these. It's normally quicker. It's really straightforward. Throw your bag up onto it, scan your boarding pass, it spits out the label, put it around the handle, and that's it, job done. And the whole thing here probably took me no more than 2 minutes, and that was just waiting for the machine to process things. You'll see me put the tag on here. Once I had it, I turned it on the side, put the tag on, and that's me. Really straightforward. If you haven't used these before, get on it next time you're in the airport. So that was really straightforward, using the little self machines. I've tagged my bag. I'm just coming over here to bag drop machines behind me, where you put it in, you'll get a receipt at that stage, and then that's it. You don't see it until you get to the other side. Quite straightforward. So again, these self-service machines are really straightforward. It's just throw your bag up, it scans the tag, it recognises where it's going. And because I was travelling to the US, it did ask me to wait a second while my passport was checked. But the lady was right there. She came over, checked my passport, checked my boarding pass, and pressed a button to override the machine, and it was good to go. Bye bye case, and I will see you in the US of A. So So again, really straightforward there. Bag drop, there wasn't a huge queue, plenty of staff around. Bag drop there within less than 10 minutes. I have a receipt. Always recommend you keep that just in case in an unlikely event that you do have your luggage misplaced. So I'm heading up to the main security now, and I'll show you what the time is like. We have a little TV screen up here which tells you. I have to say, in general, we love Dublin Airport. It's really well run. The security is never very long. There's always plenty of staff. The staff are super friendly and super helpful. I've never really had a bad experience here. We've flown out here a lot. We had a recent trip to Dubai and Abu Dhabi where we were traveling with the kids and everything, and it was such a smooth, straightforward process. Anytime I travel work, I'm normally out here as well. So I'm just going to pan around so I can show you. Security is further up the other escalator you see there, and I will tell you once I get up there what the expected wait time is for security. So you can see there from the screen it says approximately 8 minutes from this point, and it says it's 9:20 on the screen. So we'll see what time it is when I get through the other side. So I'm through security and walking through the duty free, as you always have to now in any airport, and it is now 9:28, which was exactly 8 minutes, which is what they said it would take to get through security. I'm a bit all over the place because I had to take my hoodie off because it's a bit baggy. So yeah, again, really straightforward, getting through security here at Dublin Airport as it normally is, and yeah, I hope the rest of the day is as good. Next from here, I don't know, I'm going to grab a bite to eat first. I still have a couple of hours, I have plenty of time. I might grab a bite to eat here before I go through to pre-clearance. Historically, I'd always go through pre-clearance first and get through there. You don't never know how long it's going to take, but the last 2 times I've been through there, I've whizzed through in about 20 minutes. So the food options out the other side of pre-clearance are not in abundance. There's only really 1 or 2 options. So I might grab something here, and then I'll move on to the pre-clearance section of the video and let you know how long it takes. I'll check the time before I go in and the time when I get out the other side. Obviously, I can't record in security or pre-clearance because it's classed as security and you're not allowed. But yeah, I can let you know what the timings are like and what the experience was like. I'm in Fallow. I've ordered my food. You have to scan the barcode to order online, which a lot of places do now, but I've got a cash float from work, so they're very accommodating. I just spend out cash on me and they were able to come take the order, they give me a receipt, and everything's in order. I'm going to turn around so you can see where I am. It's a really lovely location here. I have a nice view out over the runway where there's planes coming into land, and there's some Aer Lingus American airline planes sitting out there. I could be on one of those, actually, I don't know. I'm just going to turn around so you can see what I can see. So just finished my breakfast there at the Fallow. Absolutely delicious. I know you don't normally have high expectations of airport food, and the place I normally go is called the Whiskey Baskets through pre-clearance. It's fine, but it's like turkey rashers and turkey sausages, which are fine, that's the only options. But yeah, lovely food in there. Came out really quickly, really hot, loads of food, big portions, 2 of everything, and with like a pint of orange juice or something, it was just over €20. So obviously I wouldn't pay it every day, but when you're at the airport it's pretty standard and it was very good, so definitely recommend it. I'm going to come through, head down towards pre-clearance now. The time is now 10:10, so I will check in with you again once I get out the other side, just let you know how long it took today. I suppose I should come on and say, for those that don't know, When you fly from Dublin, you can clear US customs at this side, which, as I said earlier in the vlog, saves you time when you get out the other side, which can be a real lifesaver after a long flight. I think best case scenario is going to be about 7 hours. I'm flying to the East Coast, which is about 8 hours today. If you go further afield, it could be up to 11. When I went to LA last year, it was like 11 and a half hours. So to stand for another couple of hours at US Customs, which can be the case sometimes you're flying at busy airports like LA or Orlando, it's a real godsend. You can clear at this side because you're at the airport anyway. It doesn't make any difference if you spend an extra half hour going through extra security. It's only from Dublin, which is another reason why we as a family would travel from Dublin a lot, especially when we're going to the US, because it is a lifesaver when you are traveling with kids. So I'm coming down to the pre-clearance area now. Again, it's just after 10:10, so I'll check in again when I get through the other side. So that's me through pre-clearance, and it is now 10:25, so that took 15 minutes. It probably would have been a lot quicker, but the guy at US Immigration was asking loads and loads of questions about the reasons for my trip. One thing, and I appreciate he's only doing the job. For those that don't know what pre-clearance is, I know it might seem obvious from the title, but there's actually USA citizens, border police that are here in Ireland, and you basically go through the same process. If you haven't done it before, fingerprints, take a photo, check your passport, check your reason for your visit, make sure you have an ESTA in place or a visa, whatever it may be. So everything you do when you land in the USA, you do here in Ireland by actual US Border Force Police. And then that's you done. You don't need to worry about it the other side. So they normally put you through security again, like put the scanners and that, but the last few times I've been here, I've not had to do it, and the same that time I didn't have to go through the scanners again. So really straightforward and through in 15 minutes, which is absolutely nothing. So I just want to go find somewhere nice to sit down, relax and wait for my flight. I'll give you an update on the flight, make sure everything's going to be on time. I haven't heard anything to say otherwise at the moment, and then we'll see what the flight itself is like. So we've come up to the departure gates. We're at gate 423, which is upstairs from pre-clearance, and I can see that our aircraft is there already. So you can see it's not huge. It's an Airbus 321 Neo, sorry, I think it's called. Not huge, but is used for going transatlantic. It's sitting there and ready to go, so fingers crossed we'll be on time, and there'll be no delays. I'll keep you updated. So just got my boarding pass, I'm on my way down to the plane now, and I'll give you a little review of what it all looks like once I get on there. So after being greeted by the cabin crew, you turn right into the main cabin and you come through business class. You see there's either 1 or 2 seats on most of these either side, which gives them a lot more space than in economy, as you'd expect. They're not lie flat beds, but there is a raisable footrest, which gives them a bit more comfort when sitting back than you would get in economy, of course. When you come through into the main economy part of the plane, love the ambient lighting, smelt nice, it was perfectly clean, and I was just making my way to row 10. So I'm on board, I'm seated, I'm in row 10F, and just a little hint and tip, when I was checking in online yesterday, there was the only options for the seats that were included in my fare type were right towards the back and in the middle, so like row 26 to 36, all middle rows, which I didn't fancy, but I would have taken it if that's all was left. There was an option on the app just to click a button saying seat me anywhere, which basically means you don't care where you get seated, and I got row 10F, which is a window seat, obviously row 10, quite close to the front, so I'll get off a bit quicker. It was just potluck, I guess, but it's a wee thing to think about. If the only options are negligible and you're not really gonna do any worse than them, then you might as well click that button and try and get on. So first impressions, grand. It doesn't seem like a super new plane or anything. I'll turn around and show you my legroom. So you can see it was snug enough here legroom wise, probably not much more than you get on an EasyJet Northern Ireland to London flight. I had my bag underneath because there was no room in the overhead locker by the time I got there, but I was able to move it across into the middle seat to give myself a bit more room as the flight went on. Get all the standard stuff, so a pillow, earphones to use during the flight. Doesn't seem like the plane is full, which is good. There's a seat free next to me, which will make it a bit more comfortable during the flight. I think everyone's on now. I was pretty much the last one on as I was talking to Jem and the kids. So there's no one else to board, and there's a seat free next to me, which instead hopefully gives a bit more space because it's not too roomy here. As I said, I think the aircraft type is in the Airbus 321 Neo. Means nothing to me, I'd never heard of that before, but it's just 3 one side, 3 the other side. And I put some footage in of the business class area that we came through, and you see that they have a little uprest, kind of like premium economy, I guess, a little footrest, but not full lying down beds, I wouldn't suspect. So yeah, quite a small plane, but I was on one of these when I travelled to Washington with United before Christmas, and it was quite similar to be honest. But yeah, we'll see how things go. I'll let you know. I'll do a wee review of the entertainment once we get up and running, and of course I'll let you know about the food and the bar service and everything else that's included here, so you can make your own mind up about Aer Lingus. So you can see here there's a double entry point for your headphones that come free. There was a charging point for USB, although it didn't actually work. A tray table came up and they pulled towards you to extend out for lunch. So yeah, as I said, the USB didn't work. I ended up having to use my own personal power bank to charge my phone during the flight. I know it wasn't just mine because the gentleman sitting next to me also had issues with his. So the captain's been on there and stated that we have the doors closed ahead of schedule. If air traffic control let us get away early, he's hoping to do that. 8 hour 15-minute journey time, which is standard. It's going to be about 8 degrees when we arrive in Washington. That's the best case scenario, so I wasn't anticipating it being warm. So yeah, fingers crossed. I noticed yesterday I did check, I've been checking every day, and yesterday it did leave about 10 minutes early, so hopefully that'll be the same today and we'll get in there a little bit sooner. So I'll keep you informed. So looking at the entertainment system here, you had all the usual options available. There were movies, TV shows, audio, games. You could look at the map of the plane to see where you were for the journey. There was also a menu option to have a look at the bar and food and snack menu, which I'll come on to in a second. Movie options were pretty good. It was all broken down into different categories: drama, action, cruise control, which was all Tom Cruise movies, kids, classics, comedy, box office, really short films, really long films, Irish movies, romantic, 80s, 90s, noughties movies. Now, a lot of the movies were replicated in each one of those categories if it fell into that, but overall I'd say there's probably a good 80 different movies altogether, which is quite decent choice. It's certainly not the worst I've seen on any planes. The newest movies on there were probably Barbie and Oppenheimer, but I feel overall certainly enough choice for everyone to find something to watch during the flight. So moving on to the menu options, it gave you some information on what the food service was going to be during the flight, which today included the options of beef bolognese or a chicken curry. There's a little chocolate mousse dessert. For afters, they give you some water and a bread roll. There's a little salad, I think, to start, which you'll see when it comes out later. Looking at the bar menu, I was keen to have a look at that to see if indeed it would be included, and you'll be able to see on here that as per my last flight with Aer Lingus, it was actually a chargeable bar, so soft drinks and water and juices are complimentary, but anything from the bar alcoholic at all, should that be wine, beer, prosecco, spirits, anything at all you want, there is an upcharge for that. And to give you an idea of pricing, it was about €6.50 for a 330ml can of any beer.
and the spirits were about $6.50, but then you had to buy your mixers on that as well. So again, I don't know how I feel about this. You're paying significant money for a cross-Atlantic flight, and they are basically giving you the service of what I would class as a budget airline. And as far as I know, that is the only transatlantic carrier that charges for their bar service. I don't understand why. I'm sure some people don't mind, and I wasn't going to be drinking on this flight anyway because I'm hiring a car the other side. However, it does seem a little bit stingy in my opinion, and I don't see a major reason for it other than trying to nickel and dime your customers.
So you'll see I just checked there, and there's no complimentary bar service. It must just be an Aer Lingus thing, not just. I wasn't sure if it was just the route that I went the last time to LA, although why would it be? So there's complimentary soft drinks, water, juices, and you get your meals of course, but anything at all alcoholic from the bar, so wine, beer, spirits, anything like that at all, they're all paid for, which it doesn't bother me one little bit. I'm hiring a car at the other side, so I wouldn't be drinking anyway, but for anyone that is travelling transatlantic on vacation, for the price you pay for your flight, I think giving someone the option to have a couple of beers is not too much to ask. Having no alcohol kind of stings of a budget airline, and Aer Lingus certainly don't present themselves as a budget airline, and the prices you pay are certainly not budget airline prices. They're the only transatlantic carrier that I'm aware of that doesn't provide complimentary drinks. I say it doesn't bother me, it might not bother people who don't drink, but if you were paying the guts of £800 for a transatlantic flight and they said you had to buy your beers on top, that stings a little bit. I'm not a fan of that. And if I was booking transatlantic flights for holiday and vacation purposes, there's zero chance that I would be booking Aer Lingus for that reason. Because when you're on holiday, you like to have a little drink and relax, and there's no way I'd pay the prices and then have to buy drinks on top. So we'll see what the food service like. The food on my flight the last time was very, very good. So I'll let you know what it is when it comes out. Possibility of getting away early has not materialised. There must be an issue with air traffic control. We're now on the runway, I think, but it's now 15 minutes after departure time, when the doors will close, and with the potential of going maybe 10 minutes early. So it's always nice when it happens, but I know it doesn't happen very often. There's a lot of other moving parts involved in that, but yeah, we're still sitting here on the runway. It should be taking off shortly, so we're probably going to be about 15 minutes late of taking off. So we'll see if that impacts the arrival time on the other side.
So we weren't long in the air when they came round with the first bar service. Obviously, as I said, I wasn't drinking, so I asked for Coke Zero. They gave me 2, and they gave me 2 bags of pretzels. Somehow got the feeling that the cabin crew were overcompensating with the fact that they had to charge for alcohol, and this is me just reiterating that the charging point didn't work. We were probably only about an hour or so into the flight when they came round with the food service. As I said, the options were beef bolognese or a chicken curry. I went for the beef bolognese. There was also a little water, a chocolate dessert for after. There was like a little mixed chickpea salad to start, which I was absolutely not going to eat. And there was some wheat and bread and butter as well. Now I do enjoy wheat and bread, so I was quite happy to have this. This is some footage of the food itself. It was actually really tasty. I can't argue, I can't complain about the food, to be honest. It was very nice, very tasty, very flavourful. You can see here I finished every drop of it. The dessert was delicious, a little triple chocolate mousse with raspberries in it, and again they're not huge, but it was a nice wee sweet finish to the meal, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Just more than halfway through the flight, I've just been up to Houston and went to the galley and asked for another drink. They
I've been sleeping for a little while. You haven't been back round, so there's been no follow-up bar service or anything since before they served lunch. So yeah, this is very similar to the way it was when I was on my way to LA in July last year. I think they're quite happy to give you drinks, but they're not forthcoming and coming round and checking to see if you want any. You need to go and ask for drinks about 1:30, and then dinner was served just after that. So it's been a good 2.5, 3 hours since we had our last offer of a drink. But yeah, outside that, everything's been smooth enough. The plane's comfortable, yeah, you see how the rest of the flight goes. So about an hour or so before landing, they came around with an additional snack. So it was a little Caesar chicken wrap that came in a box. It was actually quite tasty, to be honest. And there was a lovely little chocolate brownie in there as well, which was just enough to keep you ticking over for the last hour or so of the flight. Both very tasty and were very much enjoyed. Wasn't long before we were preparing to land, and nice smooth landing. Weather weren't great, but it was a nice smooth landing. We're on the ground and moving through the terminal quite quickly. For anyone that's not been to Dulles Airport in Washington before, this place is huge. Like a lot of the big American airports, you have to go by train transportation between the terminals to go and get your bags and connect to the main terminal, etc. But everything's really well signed, really well laid out. There's plenty of people around to help if needs be. No issues at all. This is where you really benefit from the pre-clearance, because there's no customs to go through. There's no big queues at immigration. You're literally just going, find your way to whichever concourse you need to go to get your bags, pick up your bags and walk straight out of the airport, which is a godsend after a long flight when you just want to get out of there. So just off the little train to the main terminal from, I think it was Concourse B, and I'm just heading towards baggage claim. As you would expect, Dulles Airport, which is the main DC airport, absolutely huge. I put some footage in there, and we've got a little train from one to the other, which a lot of the big airports have. But yeah, lovely big airport, really clean, really well laid out, really well signed. I've got a car to hire, so I'm going to go to baggage reclaim. I'm going to take you along to show you where the car hire companies are, one thing knowledge, in case that's of interest to anyone. So I'll put it in there. If it's not, you can skip that. But I was just laughing to myself then. The last time I was here at Washington Dulles, from when I entered this terminal, our baggage carousel was at the very end, always the furthest away. And I was joking myself coming up the stairs there, thinking, I bet it's far away again. And I've come up, and it's actually the first one. Number 10 is right here. You see Aer Lingus on that. And there behind me, there's the doors I came through. So it's literally the first one. So hope that means my luck's in for the rest of this trip. So I've got my bags. Took about 20 minutes. They sent 2 bags out and then nothing else. So everyone was kind of stood looking at each other. Just to show you where it is. So the baggage reclaim's there behind me, you can see. And the doors, I think I told you, the doors I came through from the little train just next to that baggage reclaim. I'm going to show you where you go to for the car hire. I'm just going to turn around so you can see what I can see is really straightforward. So from where I was just speaking to you with the carousel behind me, the signs for the rental car companies were on this, above this slope. So you just walk down this slope, it takes me straight to the exit of the terminal building, out the other door, straight across the zebra crossing, and directly across this crossing here, you'll see the signs here for rental car shuttles. The airport's so big, all the car rentals are off-site. And I just walked down here. This whole row, for as far as you can see here, is for all of the rental buses. I asked this one, which was for $15 budget, I think, where the one for national was, and they passed me on back, so they go to 2 stops further down. It didn't take long at all. So the zebra crossing, you can see we're behind me there in the background, is where I came out. I just came straight across one zebra crossing, and the shuttles, you see the signs up behind me where I'm here under the shelter, the shuttles for
all the car hire companies are right here. I'm with National, and he said I'll be along in a second. So again, really straightforward. It's probably taken me about a minute and a half to walk from the carousel to get to here.
It didn't take long for the National shuttle to come, and once on board we only took about 5 minutes to get to the main National car rental lot.
So guys, I'm in my hire car. That was really straightforward. The bus dropped me right off outside the National building there. Straight in, straight out. All the cars are right outside. No hassle at all. It only took about 5 minutes to get here from Washington Dulles Airport. So that concludes my travel day. If I can summarise my experience this time around with Aer Lingus, probably very similar to the last time, in that would I choose to fly with them if I was paying myself to go on vacation, etc.? I'm not sure that I would, to be honest. The entertainment was fine. The plane was the plane. I just find the service, they're not very forthcoming. They're not coming around. The fact that there's no alcohol service kind of sticks my throat a little bit. Again, not because I'm dying to have a drink, or because I would drink. As I said, I'm hiring a car today, so I wouldn't have had any alcohol anyway. But knowing the price of the flights, I think it's really stingy, and I don't know any other transatlantic carrier that does that. So I'm not a fan of it. And even outside that, you know, apart from when they give you a drink and snack before dinner, they didn't come round again, and that was at 1 o'clock. We didn't land till 9 o'clock. They didn't come round again offering any more drinks. So I had to go and ask a couple of times, and that was the same on my flight to LA last year. So yeah, would I choose to do it? No, I probably wouldn't. The food was fine. The food was quite tasty, actually. The entertainment was grand. As you watch a few movies, everything's okay, so no issue with that whatsoever. It's just those little things when you're flying transatlantic and the longer flights, you want the service to be a little bit better and the options to be a little bit better maybe. So I hope you found it useful. Anyone flying from Dublin to Washington Dulles Airport direct, I hope you found it useful. I put some footage in, obviously, of the baggage reclaim and how to get to the car hire place and things like that. So if you did find it useful, please do give us a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to the channel. It's absolutely free, and any extra followers we can get would be absolutely great for the channel. There's loads of things coming up in the channel by way of additional videos from our Dubai and Abu Dhabi series that we just have finished editing and are posting on a weekly basis. And we also have a trip very soon, I mean like in the next few weeks, going to Universal Orlando in Florida. So that's going to be a really interesting one. We're very much looking forward to that. So thank you very much again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe,
and hit that notification button. See you in the